Today's topic, foolish, clueless, and smitten with madness. Come on.
For whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning,
Come on.
that we through patience and comfort of the scriptures might have hope.
Who wants to explain Romans 15 and 4? Y'all should all be professionals at this as we explain it every Sabbath. Get a liar.
Things written in this Bible are written for our learning, and the things that are happening in the scriptures will have hope and patience that we can get through and endure to the end.
We, unlike other schools, unlike your churches you came out of, we lean on the Bible to learn how to live. The Bible is a book of instruction. The Bible is literally a book of living, how to live, okay? So we go to the Bible to understand and learn from these past things that's occurred, because we got many examples in the Bible that we can look back and say, you know what? I'll make sure I don't want to follow that. I don't want to do what he did, right? So first thing I want to start off, give me Jeremiah 4. I'm going to show y'all something about our people Israel. And really, it's something truly to marvel at. Like, the state of our people, as far as how we see things, how we conduct ourselves, who we lean on for help, who we want to impress, who we want to appease. We are a foolish nation. I was looking at a couple videos. I ain't going to play the ones that I've seen, but I did find some other ones just to relay the same message, right? Give me that real quick, John 4 and 22.
Jeremiah
4 and 22.
Jeremiah chapter 4, verse 22.
Read.
For my people is foolish. They have not known me. They are sottish children, and they have none understanding.
Who understands what this is talking about? Gedaliah, Noah, Yaakov. Officer Yaakov.
For my people are foolish, they are sottish, meaning stupid. They not understanding who the Most High is dealing with.
Right. Read that verse again.
For my people is foolish.
God said his people, the children of Israel, are stupid, right? Something wrong with us. Read.
They have not known me.
They have not known the Lord. Jeremiah's like, listen, something's wrong with us. They foolish. They don't know the Most High. Read.
They are sottish children.
Dang, they stupid. Now, you know what stupid is? Let me see if anybody really, because we say things like stupid, simple, things like that, but we don't really understand what that word actually means. What it mean to be stupid? Right here. What's your name, bro? Brother who? Brother Zimra.
It means to know nothing.
Know nothing? Nope. Get a liar.
Being stupid means to know something and still do the same.
And still do wrong. Still do wrong. When you stupid, you know what you're supposed to do, but you do the opposite. That's stupid. We tell people all the time, hey, bro, you say you dealing with this, you battling this, stay away from the strip club, bro. Don't even drive by it. Take the next block. Go up the street and around the corner. Next thing you know, he like, man, I was riding by, man. I just found bro, you stupid. I told you. You knew the answer. You knew how to fix it. You didn't want to fix it. Read it again.
For my people is foolish. They have not known me.
Read.
They are sottish children.
Come on.
And they have none understanding.
None understanding. It's like, you understand, understanding is what's supposed to make you actually do right. Understanding is supposed to make you say, you know what? God is that important. Christ is that important. I'm not going to do this or I'm not going to do that. Jump to, give me Proverbs 1. Proverbs 1 and 22.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 1 and verse 22.
Watch this.
How long, ye simple ones?
Here we go. Like I said, y'all see the Lord, and when we use these words, for some reason, our people get all butthurt. But when we tell people, bro, you being real simple right now, I'm offended. What you offended by? Because you said I was simple. You are being simple. Well, you don't have to say it that way. How you want me to say it? What's a nice word? From how I grew up, that saying simple is a polite way to say you stupid. That's the polite way. Our people don't want to hear correction, period. No matter how you come across, they're going to take offense to it. So get ready for that, prophets, prophetesses. That's a word, right? Prophetesses. Prophetess. Well, we could do it. Language we'll never understand, right? We could do this. Anywho, listen, no matter what you do, they're going to be offended by it. So what do you have to do? You have to use biblical words and show them in the Bible. Sis, you're being stupid. You're being simple. Read that again.
How long, ye simple ones?
So you being simple, how long, ye simple one, read.
Will ye love simplicity?
How long you going to love this state of stupidity? This is what we're crying out on the street corners when we see our people when they walking by and they see them brothers out there teaching the word and they like, nah, I'm cool. Bro, how long you going to like getting shot at, losing friends and family? How long you going to allow yourself to get freaking beat in the streets by the police? How long you going to allow your women to get ran through, disrespected, raped, robbed, whatever else is going on? How long you going to stand and just let this go on? That's like the highest form of stupidity. To see an issue and not want to take the proper steps to fix it. How long, ye simple ones, will ye love simplicity, read?
And the scorners delight in their scorning.
Scorners delight in scorning. It's fun to them. It's almost like they like that state of being on the other side of the fence, scoffing, speaking evil, read?
And fools hate knowledge.
And a fool hates to learn. A fool hates to actually understand what God has set before him. A fool hates the laws of God. Give me knowledge real quick in Malachi 2 and 7. We coming back here. What is the knowledge that our people hate? Because don't ever get it twisted. I'm telling you, it's been the same way with Israel since day one. They don't want to hear the laws of God. Give me that also. Let me get one more reader. I'm sorry. Give me Ezekiel. What is that? 2?
Ezekiel 2, yeah, 7.
Give me that first.
Ezekiel?
No. What I told you.
Malachi chapter 2 and verse 7.
Go on.
For the priest's lips should keep knowledge.
The priest's lips, your pastor's lips or minister, supposed to keep knowledge. He's supposed to be knowledgeable in something. Read.
And they should seek the law at his mouth.
What knowledge is your pastor supposed to be feeding you? Right here.
Microphone.
The law, statutes, and commandments.
The laws, statutes, and commandments. Now, watch this. The law, statutes, and commandments is encompassed of what? The law, statutes, and commandments. What is the root of all of that? Noah.
The Bible and the understanding of God.
Right? Something else. The Bible is correct. Gedaliah?
The fear of the Lord.
No. Mike Yala, you had your hand up.
Wisdom.
Nope. The Bible is or the laws, let me say, basically is a representation of something. Yaakov. Or the embodiment of something. Thank you. What people don't understand when we talk, because they like, oh, all y'all worried about is the laws. Y'all ain't focused on Jesus. When you have no idea what you're talking about.
Right.
Jesus is the laws. Jesus is the faith. He is the encompassing of everything in the Bible. It's Christ. So when you understand that, read that again, Malachi 2 and 7.
Malachi chapter 2, verse 7.
Read.
For the priest's lips should keep knowledge.
Give me that one in Maccabees, the book of the law. I think it's First Maccabees is, what is it, 3:48? Read.
This is First Maccabees chapter 3, verse 48.
He got it.
And laid open the book of the law.
Jump up 2 verses so we get the context.
Verse 46. Wherefore the Israelites assembled themselves together and came to Mizpah over against Jerusalem. For in Mizpah was the place where they prayed afore in Israel.
Right. At this point in time, guess who's taking over Israel or taking over Jerusalem? The Gentiles. The Greeks done ran through. They done set up groves, their idols. They doing their thing. They got pig in the temple, all types of stuff going on. The Israelites was basically scattered out. It was unlawful for them to even call themselves the Jews. It was unlawful for them to even worship God or to keep the Sabbath day. So what they would do is they would have like little secret meetings and stuff like that and assemble themselves and pray. Read that again.
Wherefore the Israelites assembled themselves together and came to Mizpah over against Jerusalem. For in Mizpah was the place where they prayed aforetime in Israel.
Come on.
Then they fasted that day
They fasted
and put on sackcloth
because they were in mourning. Come on.
and cast ashes upon their heads
Read.
and rent their clothes and laid open the book of the law.
They did what?
Laid open the book of the law.
What is the book of the law? Solomon. Officer Solomon.
The Bible.
The word, the Bible, Christ. He is, every word, every scripture, every line is law. That's why it says, give me that in Isaiah 28. Just so y'all understand the verbiage, because sometimes if y'all get out there and then all y'all are saying is, oh, give me that precept, someone's going to say, well, what is a precept? What is it, Isaiah 28 and
10.
10? Read, start at 9.
Isaiah chapter 28 and verse 9. Whom shall he teach knowledge? And whom shall he make to understand doctrine? Them that are weaned from the milk and drawn from the breast. For precept must be upon precept.
What is a precept? Yaakov?
Law.
Law. When you understand each verse, every word that proceeds out of the mouth of God is law. So when it says precept upon precept, a lot of times brothers are saying, yeah, well, this precept goes with that precept, which you're right, meaning like to keep the Sabbath day. Y'all better be on point when I ask this. Where do you read about the Sabbath day? Where is the first scripture you would go to show something about keeping the Sabbath? Alicia.
Genesis 2 and 7.
Okay. The law. Alicia.
Exodus 28 through 11.
Exodus 28, right? That says, remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy, right? That's a precept. Well, precept must be upon precept. Where else do you go to show a law concerning the Sabbath? What's your name? Zimra? Is he a soldier yet? Okay, Brother Zimra.
Nehemiah 10 and 31.
That's a good one. 10:31. What's it say? We wouldn't buy the victuals or something like that? Showing you that they weren't buying and selling on the Sabbath. Right here.
Exodus 35. And,
35 and what? Was it 3?
3.
Right. What is that? Not kindling a fire? Showing you what? Ain't no cooking. Now, when that says kindle a fire, that don't mean we had to be up in here cold. It was referring to cooking because you're reading another place. I forget where it's at. Is it Exodus 12? 16, where it says, bake that which you will bake today, seeth that which you will seeth, right? That's precept upon precept. The laws are connected together. You may even go somewhere in the New Testament and show them about how keeping the Sabbath. Was it Matthew 12, where Christ showed you how to do it properly? Because some folks would be like, oh, man, I can't change this tire on the Sabbath. No, bro, that's not what that's talking about, okay? Precept upon precept. Read on.
Precept upon precept.
Read.
Line upon line, line upon line.
Line upon line is talking about the context, okay? Line upon line. Because sometimes people try to pull a precept saying this links with that or this scripture links with that scripture, and it don't link up. It don't match line upon line. You can't just make stuff up as you go. Here's an example. Lucifer was a fallen angel, the most beautifulest angel, and he fell out of heaven or was cast out of heaven, and he came down here. Now he's causing trouble. That ain't the precept. There's no precept that matches or says anything like that. But people don't understand line upon line. All right, so drop that. Where did I have you going? Go back to Proverbs 1. What did I have you get?
Ezekiel.
Give me Ezekiel real quick. Ezekiel 2 before we go back.
This is Ezekiel chapter 2 and verse 7. Verse 7. And thou shalt speak my words unto them, whether they will hear or whether they will forbear.
So God has commanded us to go and speak his words to who? To Israel. To get to the, what does it say? Get to them of the captivity? I think it's in chapter 3.
3 and
Read,
11.
read on.
whether they will hear or whether they will forbear.
So think about this. You got to go speak God's words to them, whether they want to hear it or not, whether they're going to take heed or not. It's your job to make them accountable, right? Come on.
For they are most rebellious.
He said what?
They are most rebellious.
Why is God saying Israel is most rebellious? Yaakov?
Because they don't want to come out of sin. They don't want to keep the laws.
That's always been our fight. Read.
But thou, son of man, hear what I say unto thee. Be not thou rebellious like that rebellious house. Open thy mouth and eat that I give thee.
He said, don't be like the rest of them. Don't be like the rest of them rebellious house. Do as I tell you to do, right? Because when God says to do something, what is that called? That's called a commandment, right? Give me the one in Ezekiel 3.
Ezekiel chapter 3, verse 11.
Come on.
And go get thee to them of the captivity.
What captivity would Ezekiel be going to get them at this time? Who said that? Babylon. Good job. Where are we at right now, brothers? We in Babylon the Great. It's our job to get to them of the captivity and give God's words to them. Make them accountable whether they want to hear it or not. Read.
And go get thee to them of the captivity, unto the children of thy people.
To who?
Of thy people.
Everybody.
Of thy people.
Come on.
And speak unto them, and tell them, thus saith the Lord God,
Read.
whether they will hear or whether they will forbear.
Come on.
Then the Spirit took me up. Do you want the one that says
Impudent children.
Verse 7. But the house of Israel will not hearken unto thee, for they will not hearken unto me. For all the house of Israel are impudent and hard-hearted.
Hard-hearted. That's us. Like I said again, these are characteristics. Give me also, I know I ain't even started on what I'm supposed to be going into. Give me Isaiah. I think it's either 29 or 30. Children that will not hear the law. This has always been our issue, and we act surprised like that ain't what's going on, and that's not our problem, especially whenever we come to one another. Bro, you know you bugging right now. This is a commandment.
Isaiah chapter 30, verse 8.
Come
Now
on.
go, write it before them in a table, and note it in a book, that it may be forever, that it may be for the time to come forever and ever.
Meaning what? Remember we read earlier in Romans, the 15th chapter and the 4th verse? We're supposed to come to places like Isaiah and be able to read how rebellious, foolish our forefathers were and not make the same mistake. He said, write this down so this can be noted forever. So what? So others may fear. So we don't make the same mistakes that our fathers made. Read.
That this is a rebellious people.
Come on.
Lying children.
Lying children.
Children that will not hear the law of the Lord.
That's always been the issue. Our people don't want to keep the commandments. We want to do our own thing. We will fight hands, tooth, and nail not to keep God's laws instead of just submitting and saying, you know what, God said it, I'm going to do it. Bump the dumb. I ain't going to play with death. No, we want to gamble. We want to roll the dice. We want to come right up to the brim of sin and be like, man, I'm cool, I'm straight. When the scripture says, flee from sin as you would from the face of a serpent. That's supposed to be your mindset, your demeanor. But as the Lord said, we sottish. We foolish. Go back to Proverbs 1.
Proverbs chapter 1, verse 22.
Come on.
How long, ye simple ones, will ye love simplicity?
Read.
And the scorners delight in their scorning.
Hold on. Who could give me an example of our people being simple in the Bible? History. Okay, I'm going to give you the first example. Give me Numbers 21. Y'all's hands shot up at the end. Boy, I tell you, y'all supposed to be sharp. Give me Numbers 21.
Numbers chapter 21, verse 5.
So let me bring y'all up to speed. Right now, we have walked up out of Egypt, all right? Many signs and wonders have taken place. I want you to imagine yourself as an Israelite, right? Who has just witnessed those plagues hit your oppressors. you witness those plagues literally just come and touch everybody but you. And now Moses said, let's go. You left. The Red Sea parted for your black butt. Okay? And you're walking and you're seeing the waters up like, wow, this is supernatural. Okay? And then you get to this point. Give me that. Numbers 21 and 5.
Numbers chapter 21, verse 5. And the people spake against God and against Moses. Wherefore have ye brought us up out of Egypt to die in the wilderness?
What are our people good at? Complaining.
Yep.
Oh, God, you brought us out of Egypt. Now we're in the wilderness hot. I'm tired. Tired. Oh, I want to go to sleep. Read on.
And there is no bread,
Ain't nothing to eat, Lord. Oh, man. Read.
neither is there any water.
Come on.
And our soul loatheth this light bread.
I hate this bread. I hate it. Folks is complaining for what? Just like some of y'all be complaining about having to stay after the Sabbath and clean. It's just the same thing. Because I remember when brothers was wishing and praying they had a place to fellowship. Man, I don't care, man. I'll scrub the floors, man. Man, I don't, as long as we got somewhere to stay, man, I want to get up out of your house, deacon. It's hot. Little did we know we was going to go right to the other place and be hot again. But we forgot how the great escape that we made it out of 8205, and then we get to the building, and now you're complaining because you got to stay and take care of your responsibility. Yep. All right, read on. I'm sorry, I'm venting.
Verse 6. And the Lord sent fiery serpents among the people.
Oh, man, Lord mess around, send some fiery roaches up in here. Joe complaining behind. Says go ahead, complain. The fiery roaches be creeping in. And we on the east side too. Look here, them knuckers don't play over here. When they come, they're here. Rats, mice.
Right.
It says the Lord sent fiery serpents among the people. Read.
And they bit the people,
Uh-huh.
and much people of Israel died.
Because they got to the wilderness and they was complaining. After you've seen all these signs and wonders and amazing events, you're going to get to the wilderness and complain about the conditions. You've just been saved from slavery.
Right.
Egyptian was cracking you on your back and said that the Egyptians imposed strong beatdowns on Israel. And you get to the wilderness and now you complaining about the living conditions.
Hey, Deacon, this is how you know our people hate the laws of God. Because when you read this history, they didn't remember anything from Egypt but the food.
The food.
Oh, I remember the cucumbers and the melon. You forgot that you was just getting your back beat in brick and mortar trying to build pyramids. But the only thing you can remember is, ooh, the cucumbers and the bread, and all I got is this manna. It's nonsense. That's how you know our people hate the laws of God.
It's crazy. Read on.
Verse 7. Therefore the people came to Moses and said, we have sinned. We have spoken against the Lord and against thee. Pray unto the Lord that he take away the serpents from us. And Moses prayed for the people.
You know, Israel, that's us. For some reason, we don't get that get right until something bad happens. The Most High sent serpents, some fiery serpents, they were poisonous. And now all of a sudden, oh, I understand I was wrong. Rebellious, we are so sottish, we stupid. It says, and much people died. Therefore the people came to Moses and said, we have sinned, for we have spoken against the Lord and against thee. Pray unto the Lord that he take away the serpents from us. And Moses prayed for the people. Verse 8.
And the Lord said unto Moses,
Come on.
make thee a fiery serpent, and set it upon a pole. And it shall come to pass that everyone that is bitten, when he looketh upon it, shall live.
So he said, all right, you're going to make basically, you're going to build a brass serpent, right? You're going to put it on a pole. And everybody that looks at this, whenever they get bit by a snake, when they look at this pole, they'll live. They won't die, right? Read on.
And Moses made a serpent of brass and put it upon a pole. And it came to pass that if a serpent had bitten any man, when he beheld the serpent of brass, he lived.
He lived. Now, I want to show y'all something real quick, just a side note. Give me John 3. John 3. I think it started 12.
This is the book of John, chapter 3 and verse 12.
Come on.
If I have told you earthly things and ye believe not, how shall ye believe if I tell you of heavenly things?
Come on.
And no man hath ascended up to heaven, but he that came down from heaven, even the Son of Man which is in heaven.
Read.
And as Moses lifted up the serpent in the wilderness.
Right now, Christ is referencing this story right here. He says, as Moses lifted up the serpent in the wilderness, they were dying, right? And in order for them to live from being bitten by them snakes, they had to look up at that brass serpent. I'm going to tell you, that's hard. One thing about us, that's how you know this is talking about us. We don't play with no snakes. We don't play with no snakes. Esau be out there crocodile hunter trying to catch all them reptiles. Us, we like, nah, we're going to leave him be. We'll let him be in his dwelling place where he's supposed to be, right? It took a lot for them to look up and just to believe that while this snake's biting you, just look at the serpent and believe that you're going to be okay. Put your faith. You got to have an extreme amount of faith to do that, right? The same way with Christ. Now, we got to let go of what we thought was going to save us. Back then, they thought it was what? Animal sacrifice. Now we got to look upon the Son of Man, Christ, believe on him so that we don't die. That's what that's actually going into in John, the 3rd chapter. You have something you want to say?
Yeah. Even if you bring that in reference today, it takes the act of death in order for our people to try to repent. That goes today. It takes somebody to die in the street for us to want to march and protest and do all these things to get some type of justice. It's always take an act of death. We can't never just say, okay, I need to do what God says. We got to die first. People got to die in order to see the big picture. That's what's wrong with our people. We crazy. Something wrong with us.
Sleeping, bro. We sleeping. All right, go. Where did I have you at? Numbers 21. Remember this story real quick. I want to read something else. Give me Exodus 32. Remember that story you read in Numbers. Give me Exodus 32. That's the one you had, Noah? Start at verse 7.
This is the book of Exodus, chapter 32 and verse 7. And the Lord said unto Moses, go, get thee down from thy people.
So at this point in time, guess what's happened? Go ahead, get a lion.
Moses has went up to get the commandments, and you want to read the rest?
Well, check this out. They went through all them signs and wonders. Let's just talk about a few. God made fire mingled with ice come down from the sky. Do you know how confusing, if you get hit in the face with that, you know how confused you're going to be?
Very confused.
You confused as all get out. You just got hit in the face with fire and water.
Like you said, Paulo, ain't no preparing for that.
You ain't no preparing for that. Ain't like, oh, I'm going to get an umbrella. Oh, let me get something there. Right. There's nothing to prepare you for fire mingled with freaking water. Okay? God did that, and the Israelites seen it. They in Goshen chilling like, oh, snap, look at that. Them frogs, the plague of frogs came through. The locusts came through. Everybody in Goshen chilling. Matter of fact, God turned the lights off, and everything in Goshen was lit up. So imagine you seeing all this, right? Then you get taken out of Egypt, right? You get to this point. Moses has been gone for a little while. Like I said, I say this, I don't know. Lord know my spirit. Like I said, I know I got my foolish ways too, so who knows? We don't know who we may have been. But I doubt I was that brother there. I seriously do. After I just see, I would have died from starvation happy after I walked through I didn't walk through the Red Sea. I wouldn't have been worried about no food, no nothing. God just killed all them Egyptians for me.
After I seen them frogs, I knew
It was over.
that was not me either in the wilderness.
I
Y'all
am
know
delivered.
he bring the frogs back. It's a wrap for me.
Officer Pallu has a phobia of frogs, for those of you who don't know. All right. Anyway, after you've seen all that, just because Moses has been, the man that led you, who you know God used, he been gone for a little while. What was it, 40 days? People became impatient. Where he done went? Where is he? We want a God to worship. Negro, if you don't be patient, did you not just see what happened? No, not our people. Verse 7.
Verse 7. And the Lord said unto Moses, Go, get thee down, for thy people, which thou broughtest out of the land of Israel, out of the land of Egypt, have corrupted themselves.
In so many words, the Lord said, Moses, look at these niggas. Look at your people. The people you brought up out of Egypt. Look what they're doing. Look at them. Read on.
They have turned aside quickly.
Quick, fast. It ain't been 2 months. Read on.
They have turned aside quickly out of the way which I commanded them.
Come on.
They have made them a molten calf.
They made a molten calf. That's why it's so easy for our people, even when they come into truth, for them to revert back to what they used to do. They revert back to trying to bring in those customs and beliefs and things like that. That's why I say y'all better be careful around Feast of Dedication. Folks trying to do Christmas instead of remembering why we're actually keeping Hanukkah. Passover time come around, what they doing? Oh, they trying to do Easter. Sometimes they want to bring that stuff because that's what they're used to. That's what they thought was fun. That's what they thought was nice. Instead of just keep it as it is written. Everything that we learned here, we're going to touch on it in a second. Everything that is over here, every custom, every tradition is garbage. Everything. It is not us. It doesn't belong to us. We are literally a people that were taken, and now they've convinced us to basically live peaceably in these conditions that we're in. All right, read on.
And have worshipped it.
He did what?
And have worshipped it.
Read.
And have sacrificed thereunto, and said, These be thy gods, O Israel, which have brought thee up out of the land of Egypt.
So how is it that they went and made, I want y'all to imagine this. It's like this can. We take this can, right? And we melt it down and we create something. And then we say, this is God. Do you see the sottishness in that? We create it. We fashion it. We make it. We make we mold a freaking calf out of this can, right? And then we turn around and say, this is what delivered us out of Egypt. That's us. I'm telling you, that's us. You did the same thing with white Jesus. Mm-hmm. That's our people. Read on.
Verse 9.
Watch the Lord.
And the Lord said unto Moses, I have seen this people, and behold, it is a stiff-necked people.
He said, ooh, they hard-headed. Come on.
Now therefore let me alone, that my wrath may wax hot against them.
He said, let me alone. Let me be so I can get at them. He was pissed. Come on.
And that I may consume them.
That I'm going to kill all of them. Read.
And I will make thee a great nation.
God said, look, Moses, move out the way. I'm about to kill every last one of these niggers, and I'm going to make you a great nation. He said he's going to start all over with Moses. We was all going to be Levites. That was going to be it. He said, I'm going to start over with you. I'm going to make you a great nation. He was talking about killing all of us. But what did our forefather Moses do? That's why I say this ain't my spirit either. Because had that been me, had Abiel had been at the mount and the Lord said, we're going to kill all of it, I'm going to start over with you. I'd be like, okay, Lord. All right. I ain't arguing. I'm good. Cool. Moses, though, read.
Verse 11. And Moses besought the Lord his God and said, Lord, why doth thy wrath wax hot against thy people, which thou hast brought forth out of the land of Egypt with great power and with a mighty hand? Wherefore should the Egyptians speak and say, for mischief did he bring them out?
So, long story short, Moses spoke up for his people. He said, listen, don't kill him. If you're going to kill him, kill me too, right? And the Lord actually hearkened unto Moses. Go ahead.
For mischief.
Hold on. Noah.
I want to make a point with that because he never went down to tell the people that I stood up for you when we knew what you did. He took the whole heat for what the people did, and they didn't even know it until he went down to make the judgment. That lets you know when you have a good leader and you abuse that person, and you don't have no clue what they do for you in the back end.
That's right.
That's how our people are.
Right. He's going to bat for you. And you literally down there doing everything wrong. He's trying his best, but you just keep on angering the Lord. All right, drop that. Give me 2 Kings. Y'all remember that story, right, in Numbers 21 about our people with the fiery serpents? They was getting bit, right? So Moses built, the Lord told him to make a staff. Have y'all ever seen an ambulance? Have y'all ever wondered why if you look on the ambulance, there's a stick and there's a snake going around the stick? That's where they get this from, right? But notice, that don't work for them. Give me 2 Kings 18. We're going to start at verse 4.
This is the book of 2 Kings, chapter 18 and verse 4.
Watch this.
And he did that which was right in the sight of the Lord, according to all that David his father did.
Who is this talking about? Is this Hezekiah?
Yes.
Okay.
Verse 4. He removed the high places and brake the images and cut down the groves and brake in pieces the brazen serpent brazen serpent that Moses had made.
So watch this. So Hezekiah, he did right in the sight of the Lord. He came through Israel and he was destroying their idols, all them images that they were setting up and making and creating. I guarantee you that hexagram probably was one of them ones that was around at that time too. Our people was simple in witchcraft. Well, anyways, he was destroying all those things. He said, listen, keep it scriptural, right? Well, guess what else he had to destroy? Read that part again. And break in pieces.
The brazen serpent that Moses had made.
Hezekiah had to break in pieces that brazen serpent that Moses made back in the wilderness in Numbers 21. Why? Read.
For unto those days the children of Israel did burn incense to it, and he called it Nehushtan.
So Israel, as sottish as we are, we began to worship the daggone brazen serpent. We began to worship it. That's our people. Bugged, tripping. Why? Because our people are sottish. And this is what you got to understand. You got to look and examine yourself. Because they very well may have been them people back then. So let's learn from our forefathers. Let's not make the same mistakes that they made and do the same dumb stuff that they did. Give me 2 Maccabees. Here's another example. 2 Maccabees, the 4th chapter. This goes on right now. Right now. 2 Maccabees 4, start at verse 7.
This is the book of 2 Maccabees, chapter 4 and verse 7.
Start at 1, 4 and 1.
Verse 1. This Simon now, of whom we spake afore, having been a bewarer of the money and of his country, slandereth Onias, for as if he had terrified Hadorius and been the worker of these evils.
Start at verse 7.
Verse 7. But after the death of Seleucus, when Seleucus, when Antiochus called Epiphanes took the kingdom, Jason, the brother of Onias, labored under hand to be the high priest.
So shady stuff going on in Israel. Jason labored. He was working. He was basically politicking to become what? The high priest. Now, can you labor and become that? No. Read on.
Promising unto the king by intercession 360 talents of silver, and another revenue 80 talents.
He wanted to buy it, right? Read.
Besides this, he promised to assign 150 more, if he might have license to set up a place for exercise.
So what was all this to do? He wanted to set up a place of exercise. Y'all know what a place of exercise is called? A gymnasium. Who knows where that word gymnasium comes from? It's Greek, right? What does it mean? Naked.
A place to be naked.
A place to be naked. Look here. All right, y'all, everybody shaking their head. But this might have been you. Our people, because think about this, y'all. What's one thing that we're good at? I'll stop you right there. Everything, okay? We good at everything. So when they came to us with this sports stuff, it was like, boy, this finna be a breeze. We was out there clowning them. We was better at that stuff than them, right? Read on.
And for the training up of youth in the fashions of the heathen, and to write them of Jerusalem by the name of Antiochians.
Read on.
Which when the king had granted, and he had gotten unto his hand the rule, he forthwith brought his own nation to the Greekish fashion.
The Greekish fashion. All them sports customs, that Olympic crap. That's what he subject his people unto. Read.
And the royal privileges granted a special favor to the Jews by the means of John, the father of Apollomius,
Come on.
who went ambassador to Rome for enmity and aid. He took away, and putting down the governments which were according to the law,
Read.
he brought up new customs against the law.
Come on.
For he built gladly a place of exercise under the tower itself, and brought the chief young men under his subjection, and made them wear a hat.
What? Think about this, y'all. Why did he go for the young men? Aziel.
Because it's easier to raise somebody up in something than it is to change an old man's mind.
Okay, something else with the young men. What were the young men? Look at the world today. You see, who's in the NFL 60 years old?
Right.
It's the young men. They want to get you right up out of high school. Here it is. You in high school, middle school. You ain't got nothing but hoop dreams, boy. Everybody going pro, right? Because that's what they want you to look forward to. You ain't good at nothing else than that. You were entertainment. This started way back here. Ain't nothing changed. You were entertainment. So they wanted to get you from young, get you into that. So now you got hoop dreams. You got football dreams. You got naked gymnasium dreams, right? Read on.
Verse 13. Now such was the height of Greek.
It says, made them wear a hat. What today still is the custom? Let's see if y'all are thinking. Y'all what's up? Obviously, y'all what's up?
When they win a championship, they put on a hat.
Championship hat, something else. Right here. Pineapples. I mean, Gideon. I'm sorry, that was wrong, man. My brother has repented since then. But that was the funniest day of my life. Go ahead.
When you do draft picks, they'll, like when they choose the team, they'll put on
Exactly. That right there is the branding. That's the branding. Drafted to so-and-so. He got his nice little suit on, and then he put on the hat. It's like, dang, why would you wear the hat? The hat don't even go with the suit. It's tradition. This is who owns you now. Such and such sold for $200 million contract to the Eagles. Ain't nothing changed. Made them wear a hat. Read on.
Verse 13. Now such was the height of Greek fashions, an increase of heathenish manners through the extending profaneness of Jason.
Through the what?
Exceeding profaneness of Jason. That ungodly wretch.
That ungodly wretch, the Bible calls him. Read.
And no high priest.
He was no high priest. He was fake. He was phony. He bought his office. He went to the heathens. So the heathens, remember, they had control. They was the one that put you in that position, right? Read on.
That the priest had no more courage to serve anymore at the altar.
You know what that courage is talking about? That society. This is what we got to realize right now. When we leave here, society, there is, I'm about to make up a term. I'm going to do it and it's going to be all right. But there is such thing as a society pressure. Y'all heard of peer pressure? Society does the same thing, making you think a certain type of way. Basically trying to get you to conform unto its traditions and its customs. And if you don't, you're now looked at as being what? Say it again.
You're looked at as a black militant Jew.
Now they got another term for it,
black identity extremist.
Extremist. Because you say, look, I'm not doing that phony Christmas crap anymore. You know, fat man coming down my damn chimney. You want me to lie to my children? Now everybody looking at you crazy because you at Walmart, you walking by, or you at Penn Square Mall, and you walk by a fat white man sitting there touching on the kids.
Right.
Talking about, oh, what do you want for Christmas? Kid look up at me like, Daddy, what's he doing? I say, he's touching them. Don't take the gift. It comes with a cost.
Right.
Here it is. They want us to lie to our children and fill them up with all the freaking lies and stories and tales that they tell their children. Why? Because that's the norm. That's the social norm instead of what's the solid truth. So whenever you go against what society is talking, all right, now you've been deemed as being different. Right? Read on.
But despising the temple.
So it says they had no courage to serve anymore. It's because that pressure from what everybody was doing, and it was alluring. It was like, man, I want to be over there. Because you think, listen, what else was going on? Think about this. I want y'all to really put this in perspective. What the hell do them cheerleaders got to do with anything? They're not helping anybody. They're not winning the game.
Can't nobody hear them.
No, nobody cares.
Nobody cares.
All it is just what? Eye candy for the players. Eye candy for the viewers. Entertainment. An old tradition. What that dude say? An old family tradition. They got them dangling out there in front of you. Now here it is. What are you are lured into it. Now you want to be around that. That lifestyle. People that's come from that lifestyle could tell you, oh man, this is devilish. This is straight evil. Read on.
And neglecting the sacrifices.
They do what?
Neglecting the sacrifices.
Start at the top of the verse.
Verse 14. That the priest had no courage to serve anymore at the altar, but despising the temple.
Man, I don't want to be here, man. I want to be at the gym, man, with everybody else, man. Come on.
And neglecting the sacrifices.
Read.
Hasten to be partakers of the unlawful allowance in the place of exercise.
Come on.
After the game of discus called them forth.
Y'all know what discus is? Right. Do you know how they were doing it? Naked. Why were they naked? It's because that's what the Greeks wanted their men. They wanted them young boys naked. I don't know if y'all remember this. Not Greek culture was homosexual. Pedophilia was accepted. Y'all don't think it's going there now? Oh, it's going to get there. It's going to get there.
Oh, they got terms where people coming out talking about, I'm a virtuous pedophile.
What? Yes. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Go ahead and bring your virtuous self down my street. It's going to get virtuously virtual.
And this is what they say, though. They say they're pedophiles, but they don't have the act of touching. It's a big thing. It's a forum and everything. It's a big deal.
Yeah, I've actually heard of that, where they got websites that shows you how to legally view and do your thing.
They even had this exhibit we took the kids to the museum. It was actually a Roman exhibit. But, of course, you know, the same things go on. And they had a whole area back there just for that. All types of sexual stuff. And it was like, oh, this is what they was into, telling the kids about it and everything. Like it was just normal.
I'm going to tell you something. Y'all think that these people then died off and are gone? No.
Right.
That's why y'all be hearing about this crazy stuff going on. They still out there. School systems, the Catholic Church. I'm telling y'all, ain't nothing changed but the date. That's it.
Deacon.
Yeah.
They used to say back in Greek and Roman time, boys were for pleasure, women were for business. And that's how, if you really look around the world, Ishmael does that same thing today. Over there in the UK, that's still a prominent thing. Boys are for pleasure, women are business. That's the only time they sleep with women is for business, family purposes. The thing has not changed.
That's crazy. All right. Is there any more I wanted
Verse
to
15.
know? Go ahead.
Verse 15. Not setting by the honors of their fathers, but liking the glory of the Grecians best of all.
But liking what?
The glory of the Grecians best of all.
I'm going to tell y'all something. And though we don't want to admit it, we as a people today, we love the glory of the Grecians to this day. In ways that we like to see as, oh, that's normal. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But you got Stockholm syndrome. You are diagnosed. We all have drunk of the cup a little bit because society has told us what is normal, what is not, what's okay, instead of us leaning on the word. That's why I say sometimes you look at your people. Remember when Christ looked at the people, that when he was trying to
at all,
and they knew him. Give me that in Mark.
Mark. Yeah, Mark.
Sometimes you look at your people and you're like, I don't get it. What's wrong with you? Mark 6.
You want to start at verse 1?
Start at 1.
This is the book of Mark, chapter 6 and verse 1. And he went out from thence and came into his own country, and his disciples followed him. And when the Sabbath day was come, he began to teach in the synagogue. And many hearing him were astonished, saying, From whence hath this man these things? And what wisdom is that which is given unto him, that even such mighty works are wrought by his hand? Is this not the carpenter?
So watch this. Now, these people actually know him. They seen him and they was astonished with all the wisdom and understanding that he had. They said, is this not the carpenter? Read.
Son of Mary.
Son of who?
Son of Mary.
Read.
The brother of James.
The brother of James.
And Joas. And of Judah. And Simon.
He said, ain't that Mary's son? Ain't that his brother James and Judas in them? Read.
And are not his sisters here with us?
Then, yeah, Christ has sisters. Ain't these sisters here with us? Like, we know this guy. Come on.
And they were offended at him.
They were offended at him. Y'all ever notice? That's why Christ said, it might be in
verse 4.
Now. Okay. Read the next verse before I say it. He says it better than I do.
But Jesus said unto them, A prophet is not without honor, but in his own country, and among his own kin, and in his own house.
His own people don't respect him. The people that knew him. You could think about it. This was Jesus. This was the Messiah. And he went back to his own, and they looking at him like, man, get up out of here with that. That's why it's so hard for these people to listen to you, brothers, sisters. They're looking at you like, oh, that's so-and-so. Come on, man. We know you, bro. We know who you are. Man, you ain't about that stuff. There's a lot of people who knew me from back in the day. They're like, boy, stop. You holy now, huh? You keep the commandments? Yeah, right. And they don't understand how transformation happens, how you truly change, how that man literally dies. They can't accept that, though. And because of this, watch, read on.
And he could there do no mighty work, save that he laid his hands upon a few sick folk and healed them.
So he wasn't able to do anything there because what? The people didn't believe. Read.
And he marveled because of their unbelief.
Christ marveled because of their unbelief. That's sometimes what you got to do. You got to sit back and we just really look at our people like, wow, what is wrong with you? What is wrong with, who made you like this? What is wrong with our people? Like, you don't see what's going on? Even with us today, this is what amazes me today, is that our people still to this day do not see that these other nations hate us. And we ain't even on some, let's rise up and go kill Whitey. We ain't on that nonsense. We on, let's come together and build together. And they looking at you like, oh, no, bro, you on that other stuff, man. I love everybody. Bro, you sleep. Watch this. Danielle, I want you to play that first video. Because you got some high-level coons out here. I'm going to tell y'all straight. And society looks at them like they're normal. Like everything. High-level coon. And let's play that real quick. No, I didn't make this video. Make sure the sound is working.
You better back it up. What's up? What's up? Exactly. Pussy nigga.
The day after that, man, we gotta go again, man. Man, when the grills got mad, that was great. Man, dude, I was out. Yo, hey. You just gonna step on my foot like that, dude? Excuse me? You gonna step on my foot like that? Why don't you watch where the fuck you're standing at, bro? Hey, listen, dude, I ain't trying to disrespect you, but you disrespecting me now, man. Put your hand in my face. You gonna hit my head? That's right. You gonna disrespect me like that? That's what I just did.
All right, stop it. Stop it. Somebody give me the definition of Stockholm Syndrome. Now, do y'all know what really? Listen, y'all know me. I like to look on the inside of things. Do y'all know what just took place in that comedy room? Let me see who's thinking. Y'all always answering questions. You don't care, do you? My man right here. What's your name again? From Lawton?
Ari. What's his name? Was it
Ari.
Ari?
Yes, sir.
Oh, I can remember that.
But pretty much, he was showing the example of how we go ape shit, for lack of better words, when somebody step on your shoes or.
Okay. Something else. Behind you, Galilei. What's your name, bro? No, you.
Brother Eli.
Eli. Where you from?
Kansas City.
OKC. Go ahead.
Pretty much cooning for the white man for a check.
Say it again.
He cooning for the white man for a check.
Yes. Okay, you're right about that. But something took place in the room. I want y'all to imagine you're sitting up watching this in this comedy. There's white people there. There's black folks in there. What took place right here?
Basically mocking him. They was laughing at him, not with him.
Exactly. What do white people say about us? They say we monkeys, gorillas, apes. So now everybody's sitting in the room. They're like, oh, look, they accepted, honey. It's okay. We can say that about them. I knew it was in them. It's his natural form. Look how well he pretends to do that. Noah.
And at the end, it takes the white man to bring us back to civilization.
To wake you up, right? To make you civilized. Listen to me. You got something to say?
You ever seen that Steve Harvey clip? He basically said for a monkey, he said for the right money, he'd be the best monkey he ever been.
Yep. Yeah, he sure is. Listen to me. That right there, get a lion.
They also trying to prove the point that, you know what I'm saying, they tried to say that we came from that, you know what I'm saying? So they're saying basically him doing that, saying, oh, look, he's going back to who he used to be.
Exactly. And I'm going to tell you something. Everybody knew or had seen that one Negro. All he wanted to do was appease white folks. There was always one. Like every white clique got one. One dude that says, like, you be around him, listen, that black dude, they say nigga around him. They be talking all types of crap. They be trying to talk black. Man, hold on, homie. Like, what? So you gonna let him do that? They got one that wants to appease the white folks. Mm-hmm. Well, guess what? There's a whole lot of them. A lot of times that's the only way we think we can get ahead in this society. We sit back like, oh, that's the only way we're going to be able to do what we need to do. Take care of bills. We got to go in there. We got to appease the white man. And in so many words, it's true. Because if you go in there and you want to act the way you act, which I don't agree with niggerdom, but to an extent, you can't really be yourself because you're not accepted in this country. What they want you to be is what's accepted. And then we wonder why we still suffer from the things we suffer from now. Because they won't allow you to be you. When did that happen? Anybody remember? When did a society not allow us to be us? Yona, I want a scripture. He said, oh, what do you want to bring up? I want a script. You got a scripture, Yona? Yehuda, you got a scripture?
Second Maccabees chapter 6.
Okay, what verse?
Verse 5.
You guessing?
Yeah, I am.
Hey, he was honest.
Aziel. It was 6. Read verse 5 just to give the brother props right now.
Second Maccabees chapter 6, verse 5.
Come on.
The altar also was filled with profane things, which the law forbiddeth.
Come on.
Neither was it lawful for a man to keep Sabbath days, or ancient feasts, or to profess himself at all to be a Jew.
They didn't want you to be you. You got to conform to being them. That's the only way they allow you to do anything, to be successful, to move up in their hierarchy, whatever the case may be. You got to become them. You literally got to put away what you want. Because you say, man, boy, I had to go straight nigga in there, boy. It's sad, but we all got to do it to an extent. You get on the phone, you on the phone with OG&E. You can't call in talking crazy.
Right.
Especially when you trying to make a payment arrangement, you call in there all extra proper. Hello? Hi, yes. My name is Jigaboo Jew Jenkins. I was wondering if I could make a payment arrangement for this bill. Sure, yes, I'll hold.
Hey, it's not the first one. It's the second payment arrangement that you missed the first one. And you
get extra.
Can I pay a little bit now and get that one extended?
You call in there with that act right, act white voice on. You like, oh my God, I did not know.
Gee Willikers, it must have slipped my mind. I didn't see the bill.
Oh boy. Hey, you get a phone call on the line. Hold on 1 second, please. Hey, cuz, what happening, bro? Man, I'm on the phone with these people, cuz. I gotta let me call you right back. Hello? Yes, I'm sorry. Tell me y'all don't know what time it is, man. Listen, you can't be you. And you damn sure can't be no Jew. Like I said, a lot of times we don't realize it's the same thing going on right now. Ain't nothing changed. That's why some of y'all be trying to wear them secret fringes. I know what you're doing. Y'all act like I don't know what I'm talking about. You go with them itty bitty teeny weeny barely keeping the law fringes, and you talking about I'm an Israelite. Listen, that's a border, sir. That's not fringe. That's a border.
About 2 centimeters away from being a stitch in your shirt.
Exactly.
Hold on. We had a brother. I looked at, because his brother was difficult. But anyways, looked at the brother, where your fringes at? He was like, you don't see them? This brother had the tiniest border of blue, and he had frayed, I call them capris, at the bottom of his pants. He said, these my fringes here. I said, bro, you really think them is fringes?
Nah.
His pants was fraying, so he's like, whoop, store blue, border
on there. No, that's not the way it works. But anyways, we sit back and we wonder, and we look at our condition and we wonder why things aren't the way we want them to be. Are we equal here in America? Why? Gedaliah?
Deuteronomy 28:15.
Good. That was a good. Well, you could have used a different curse to bring that out, but yes, the curses is why. Esau's not going to allow it. I want y'all to really think about this. Do you really think he's going to let you be equal to him after all the hard work and dedication he put on? No, this is his kingdom. Esau, if anybody is going to take over the world, Esau will blow this thing up before he give it to him. That's why it's going to be a thermonuclear war. He will blow this thing to smithereens before he's not on top no more. For real, he's like, I'm not going to bow down to nobody. We all can go. That's what he said. Everybody can go. That's why it's going to take Christ to come back and crack the sky open and take this thing back over, because Esau's not giving it up. He learned from all of our oppressors. He learned from what? Let's start from Assyria, Babylon, Persian and Mede. He's like, nah, you was tripping.
Hey, all the way back to Egypt.
You let them go. Well, Egypt didn't necessarily
let us go. But I agree.
That's why Psalms 83 was put into place. They was confederate against the nation of Israel, brought all the nations that hated us together to cut us off for being who we are, because they know once we are who we are, we on rulership. So they trying to keep us away from that as much as possible.
So, get this. Everything that's happening in Libya right now, right? The international community is hounding everybody to get on top of that. Esau is the only one that's not saying nothing about it. But Esau will go all across the world and get in everybody else's country talking about you violating human rights. We need to free these people. But when it comes to our people,
the war on terror.
Oh, no. Yeah, there you go. They need some freedom. Man, look, Esau, he a trip.
They don't care. They don't care. What Michael Jackson said, they don't really care about us, guys. It was real. I think that's why they got him out of here because of that. He was like, well, that was nice. We're going to get you in a few years, though. Yep. He was down there with our people. Anyways, point is that you will never be equal in this society. I want to show y'all real quick. We've been told for I don't know how long that we're nothing. We nobodies. That you don't matter. Now try to tell them, listen, you know you a king. Sister, you a princess. Y'all supposed to be ruling this earth. And it's in their mind it's unattainable. That can't be possible. Me? Somebody special? What? I'm from Judah, the same tribe as Christ. Benjamin? Levi? Ephraim? Manasseh? Nah, come on, man. Man, all right, who wrote that book? You didn't ask who wrote the book whenever they said Jesus came. The white Jesus descended from the clouds and came with friendship bracelets and gift baskets and kisses, little white kisses. We don't ask those questions. What do? When it comes time for us, when our people explain it, all of a sudden now it's for debate. Oh, I don't know about all that, bro. Because we've been destroyed up here. I want you to play the next video. I want to show y'all something real quick on equality. Some of y'all seen this. Pause it. Okay, who did y'all see on the line? Get a line.
A bunch of different races.
Right. But the main ones you seen was two Edomites up at the front, and you seen
Jake.
Hispanic, and then you seen Jake, black guy, right? Okay, play it. Uh-oh, look at the time, 1492. Look at him. See that baton represents money. He grew old. He passes it to his son. Uh-oh, money's growing. He grows old. He dumps it to his son. White privilege. 1964, here we go. Damn, that was a long head start. Uh-oh. Discrimination. Uh-oh. More schooling. Y'all notice how they doing with the relationship between the black and Hispanic? Black folks can't swim. Standardized test. Mess with our education. Damn. Connections. Is that an escalator? He ain't even got to run no more. Wealth. Old Boy Network. See, his cup says Yale. So, I know some of y'all pissed off right now, but it is what it is. Get a lie. You got something, bro?
Seen in the last picture, they had the black dude mowing over the other black dude. Like, yeah, master gave me a job.
Nah.
Get rid of these niggas.
Listen, I'm going to tell y'all something. Give me that Lamentations real quick. This is why I don't understand why we can't somehow get over this mindset. I'm telling you, our people, we are sottish. Damn, we stupid. Everything is out there. It's like, it's right here in our faces. What's happening, what's going on, why we're going through the things we're going through. Lamentations 4:17.
The book of Lamentations, chapter 4 and verse 17.
Come on.
As for us, our eyes has yet failed for our vain help. In our watching, we have watched for a nation that could not save us.
Read on.
They hunt our steps, that we cannot go in our streets.
Who are we looking to save us from these conditions, us as a people, Yoko?
Our oppressors, Esau.
But will they ever save us? No. It is never going to happen. You got to be out your mind to think that they're going to actually, they put you where you were supposed to, where they wanted you. You think they're going to let you out now? No. The things that they did, the effects that they put upon us was supposed to last 400 years plus. So they want it like that. The only reason, like I said, I tell you all the time, y'all think they freed the blacks because they felt bad for us? Hispanics? No. We were of more economic value if we were out in the midst of society buying, selling, and working. The government profited more.
All right.
Aziel.
Like, yeah, there's no such thing as a coexistence. We can't be on top and them be on top too. Somebody got to be on the bottom.
And that's just the way it is. And guess what? Let's be real. That's the way it's going to be with us.
Yep.
Give me that Isaiah 60. Like I said, enjoy it for now. Enjoy your condition, what you got now, this heaven that you got. That's why the scripture says, "O Lucifer, how art thou fallen from heaven?" How did you fall from that place of rulership? Christ came. That's how. You got that?
Isaiah chapter 60 and verse 10. And the sons of strangers shall build up thy walls, and their kings shall minister unto thee. For in my wrath I smote thee, but in my favor have I had mercy on thee. Therefore thy gates shall be open continually, and they shall not be shut day nor night, that men may bring unto thee the forces of the Gentiles, and that their kings may be brought. For the nation and kingdom that will not serve thee shall perish.
Shall what?
Shall perish.
And that's thus saith the Lord. That is thus saith the Most High God. So us understanding that, why would we want to turn and lean on them? Why would we value them above us? We've been destroyed up here. I got another video I want to show y'all. Some of y'all seen this one too. Play me that next video, Daniela. We're almost done. I ain't going to keep y'all too long. The doll test. Yeah, buddy. Go ahead and play this real quick, sir.
Quale bambola è bianca? Quale bambola è nera? Quale delle due è bella?
Questa.
Qual è quella bella? Qual è quella brutta? E qual è quella buona? Quale è cattiva? Qual è buona?
Lei.
Perché è buona?
Perché ha gli occhi celesti.
Quale è cattiva? perché è cattiva?
Perché è tutto nero.
E qual è la bambola che ti somiglia di più?
Give me Sirach 12.
Quale bambola è nera?
Sirach the 12th chapter. Verse 10. What'd you say, Pallu? Pissed you off? I understand, man. That's the way it goes.
Sirach chapter 12 and verse 10. Never trust thine enemy.
Who is the enemy to the black, Hispanic, and Native American man? The Israelite. El Canaan.
All the other nations.
Why do you say that? Why would you say that?
Shoot, because all of them had a hand in us being down. They all in agreement about us being on the bottom.
Watch this. Give me Luke 1. Let's see if Christ was confused or if anybody was confused. Luke 1. This is Zechariah.
Start at 68.
Start at 67.
This is the book of Luke, chapter 1 and verse 67. And his father Zacharias was filled with the Holy Ghost and prophesied, saying, Blessed be the Lord God of Israel, for he hath visited and redeemed his people.
Come on.
And hath raised up an horn of salvation for us in the house of his servant David.
What tribe was Zechariah from, brothers? Hello? What tribe was Zechariah from, brothers? Dang, like that? My brother right here in the back.
I believe Judah.
Nope. Good guess, though. If you don't know, just say Judah. Right here. Good job. He was a Levite. This was the father of John the Baptist, who was a Levite, right? Okay. Read on.
Verse 70. As he spake by the mouth of his holy prophets, which have been since the world began.
The prophets, he said, which he spake by the mouth of the holy prophets that have been since the world began. What have they been saying? Read.
That we should be saved from our enemies.
That we should be saved from our enemies. Who is he referencing? Christ. Christ is going to save us from our enemies. Who were their enemies at this time? Only 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeshua ben Ananiah. Who were our enemies at this time?
The Romans, Edomites.
The Romans were. There was no confusion on who the enemy was. If you asked them to identify the enemies to the Israelites, they would tell you. But for some reason with us, we think time has changed that. That's what's got us confused. We've been conformed to this world, and we've allowed time to change our outlook on who our enemies are. Think about this. I'm going to use Officer Noah for a reason. Not that we're enemies or anything like that. But let's just say I break into Noah's house, right? I take his house, his whole house. He comes home one day, and I'm like, nah, this is me. You ain't getting it back, right? He tries to get in, and I kill him. Okay. I get away with it. Years and years later, the house is still in my family, right? Still, I gave that house to my son's sons, right? Noah's sons live across the street. They know what happened. They know the history. They know what took place. One day there's a dispute. They come out. They say, what's wrong? There's your house. Y'all are fine. If you want a bigger house, you can move into a bigger house. They say, no, we want what's ours. We want what's ours. We want it back. They say, this isn't yours. I bought this. I took this house. This house is mine, right? I wasn't the one that stole it from you, right? If if my house was really sad or really empathetic or sympathetic about what happened in the past, and they say, listen, I didn't do it, what should we do? What should my house do? Aziel.
They should give it up.
They should return back what's rightfully their father's to the ones that it belongs to, right? Because if you think about it, he didn't pay for it. He stole it. But the one who really paid for it got to take it from him. He wanted to give that to his children's children, right? Well, guys, that's what happened to us. Right. But for some reason now, you're going to get a coon out the bunch from the house of Noah that's going to say, y'all, listen, man, look, our house is nice. We cool, man. We ain't got to worry about that no more. It's done. It's finished. No. What's right is what's right, and what's wrong is wrong. Y'all staying in a cottage when you're supposed to be in that mansion across the street. It makes no sense. But our people, for some reason, matter of fact, I want to show y'all something else. This was jacked up. I don't know if y'all went over this in the on the radio. Give me that next video. Watch, before we do that, we're going to get I want to read a definition. Yeah, we're about to go through this real quick. Stockholm Syndrome. Definition of Stockholm Syndrome: the psychological tendency of a hostage to bond with, identify with, or sympathize with his or her captor. That is literally what all blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are suffering from right now. Because think about it. If we had been the ones that just got taken from our home, would we be talking about, man, I'm about to go get this job, you know what I'm saying? I'm cool. Nah. We'd be like, man, we're going to tear this thing up until they let us go. I'm being real. But for some reason, we sottish. Now, I ain't saying we're supposed to be tearing stuff up, but there's a way for us to tear stuff up. All right, play this video real quick.
With all due respect, I don't have pity for you black niggas. That's the way I feel. Screaming Black Lives Matter, all the black guys rather be deadbeats than pay your bills. Yelling nigga this and nigga that. Call everybody nigga and get a nigga mad. As soon as I say nigga, then everyone react and want to swing at me and call me racist because I ain't black.
Stop it. Rewind. Okay, let me let y'all know what's going on right now. I'm sorry I had a call. I know everybody's looking like, the heck is this? This video is called I Am Not Racist, okay? And it's people are applauding this hot garbage right here. People are applauding this crap right now, trying to say that he told both sides, like there's two sides to a story, which I'm going to give y'all my thoughts on it after it's finished. I don't know if I'm going to be able to make it through 6 minutes and 55 seconds. We can do it? Okay, start it over. Noah?
I watched the interview with the guy that actually did the song, the rapper. He said he wanted a resolution at the end. He just didn't want a black guy that just was angry and cussing him out the whole time because it would have went on forever. He said he wanted a resolution for the end. So it was us submit to him was his resolution.
Wow. Play this, please.
With all due respect, I don't have pity for you black niggas. That's the way I feel. Screaming Black Lives Matter, all the black guys rather be deadbeats than pay your bills. Yelling nigga this and nigga that. Call everybody nigga and get a nigga mad. As soon as I say nigga, then everyone react and want to swing at me and call me racist because I ain't black. We'll pound that then. Talking about slavery like you was around back then. Like you was picking cotton off the fucking ground back then. Like you was on the plantation getting down back then. All right. Look. I see a black man aiming his gun, but I'd rather see a black man claiming his son. And I don't mean just for one day and you done. I mean, you still trapped in a rut. And I work my ass off and pay my taxes for what? So you can keep living on free government assistance, food stamps for your children, but you still trying to sell them for some weed and some liquor or a fucking babysitter while you party on the road cause you ain't got no fucking goals? You already late. You motherfuckers need to get your damn priorities straight. Wait. It's like you proud to be fake, but you lazy as fuck. And you rather sell drugs and get a job and be straight. And then you turn around and complain about the poverty rate. Fuck out of my face. You can't escape problems. You can pray for some change, but can't break a dollar. Got nobody else to blame, so you blame Donald. They fucked the world with a Make America Great condom. My boy's been back. I'm not racist. My sister's boyfriend's black. I'm not racist. My sister-in-law's baby cousin Tracy got a brother and his girlfriend's black. My head's in the cloud. Heard there's not enough jobs for all the men in your house. Maybe we should build a wall to keep the Mexicans out. Or maybe we should send them all to the ghetto for now. I'm not racist. And I never lie, but I think there's a disconnect between your culture and mine. I worship the Einsteins, studied the Steve Jobs, but you ride Tupac's dick like he was a fucking god, oh my God. And all you care about is rapping and stunting and being ratchet, and that's the nigga within you. Music rot in your brain and slowly start to convince you. Then you let your kids listen and then the cycle continues. Blame it all on the menu, blame it on those drinks, blame it on everybody except for your own race. Blame it on white privileges, blame it on white kids, and just blame it on white citizens. Aim at the vice president. Bunch of class clowns. Niggas kneeling on the field, that's a flag down. How dare you try to make demands for this money? You gon' show us some respect, you gon' stand for this country, nigga. I'm not racist. I'm just prepared for this type of war. I heard Eminem's rap at the awards. Who's he fighting for? Y'all can take that motherfucker too. He ain't white no more. It's like you wanna be so famous. You'll do anything for attention and a little payment. I can't take you nowhere without people pointing fingers. Pants hanging off your ass, you ain't got no home training. Put your fucking pants up, nigga. Put that suit back on. Take that do-rag off. Take that goat out your mouth. Quit the pitiful stuff. And then maybe police will stop killing you fucks. So what the fuck? I'm not racist. It's like we're living in the same building but split into 2 floors. I'm not racist. But there's 2 sides to every story. I wish that I knew yours. I wish that I knew yours. I'm not racist. I swear. With all disrespect, I don't really like you white motherfuckers. That's just where I'm at. Screaming all lives matter is a protest to my protest. What kind of shit is that? And that's one war you'll never win. The power in the word nigga is a different sin. We shouldn't say it, but we do, and that's just what it is. But that don't mean that you can say it just cause you got nigga friends. Nigga. That word was originated for you to keep us under. And when we use it, we know that's just how we greet each other. And when you use it, we know there's a double meaning under. And even if I wasn't picking cotton physically, that don't mean I'm not infected by the history. My grandmama was a slave, that shit gets to me, and you ain't got no motherfucking sympathy, you pussy nigga. I'm sorry, you can never feel my life. Trying to have faith, but I never feel alright. It's hard to elevate when this country's ran by whites, judging me by my skin color and my blackness. Trying to find a job, but ain't nobody call me back yet. Now I gotta sell drugs and put food in my cabinet. You crackers ain't slick, this is all a part of your tactics. Don't talk about no motherfucking taxes when I ain't making no dough. You think you know everything, but you don't. You wanna copy our slang and everything that we know. Try to steal black culture and make it your own. Whoa. Fuck, I'm exhausted. I can't even drive without the cops trying to start shit. I'm tired of this systematic racism bullshit. All you do is false shit. This the shit that I'm false with. And you don't know shit about my people. That's what bothers you. You don't know about no fried chicken or no barbecue. You don't know about the 2-step or no loose change. You don't know about no 2 chains or no Kool-Aid. You don't know. And even though Barack was half as black, you hated President Obama. I know that's a fact. You couldn't wait to get him out and put a cracker back. And then you gave us Donald Trump, and that was payback for that. I'm not racist. I never lied, but I know there's a disconnect between your culture and mine. Yeah, I praised Tupac like he was a fucking god. He was fighting for his life way before he fucking died. Nigga, die, nigga. And all you care about is money and power and being ugly, and that's the cracker within you. Hatred all in your brain that slowly start to convince you. Then you teach it to your children until the cycle continue. Blame it on Puerto Rico, blame it on OJ, blame it on everybody except for your own race. Blame it on black niggas and blame it on black citizens. Aim at the black businesses. I ain't saying I'm innocent, but I might be any day now. Treating everybody how you want in any way how. I swear North Korea about to bomb us any day now. And now I'm ducking every time I hear a fucking plane now. Shit. You know I make a lot of sense, but you just can't admit it. When Eminem went against Trump, that was the illest. Cause even though he's white, he let us know he's standing with us. I'm not racist, but I cry a lot. You don't know what it's like to be in a frying pot. You don't know what it's like to mind your business and get stopped by the cops. And I know if you about to die or not. You worry about your life, so you take mine. I love you, but I fucking hate you at the same time. I wish we could trade shoes so we could change lives so we can understand each other more, but that'll take time. I'm not racist. It's like we living in the same building but split into both sides. I'm not racist. But there's 2 sides to every story, and now you know mine. Can't erase the scars with a bandage. I'm hoping maybe we can come to an understanding.
I'm sorry, boss. Listen. I can't stomach can't stomach it. Cash, y'all a serious question? I want y'all to think about this before we even deal with the nonsense said. Racism is inflicted on one party or race to another, correct? It's almost like the victimization of a person. Blacks have been victimized. Racism is a crime against us, right? So what if, let's just say one day somebody decides I want to do something just like this. Tell the same story with two different sides. But the story is I'm not a pedophile. Like how do we even entertain this right now? Like, are we gonna sit up and listen to the other side now? And now I have to respond to your freaking pedophilia? Here it is, 12-year-old boy sitting on the other side of the table. Listening, and he gets to go first. And he's explaining that he's not racist or he's not a pedophile. Oh, let me sit down and understand your point. Okay, go ahead, rapist, go first. What type, like you really have a freaking opinion on the issue. Right. But us, as freaking sottish as we are, we give them a stage. Like they even have anything to say. Now, mind you, Jake did this. But that just shows you the simplicity in his mind. Why would you even entertain that? Ridiculous. Huh? His mom's an Edomite. He think he know both sides. When no, bro. You bugging. I am not a rapist. That should have, somebody needs to do that, a parody. I am not a rapist. And then the lady sitting across, she got to listen to this crap.
I mean, I read between the lines, so I feel like this is how he feels about black people and put a white face on it.
I don't know. You might be right. You might be right. But what's sickening to me is that we're in it. I'm seeing, you know where I got this from? Social media. People I know from in the world sharing this stuff like, man, bro, this is deep, bro. It's deep. You dummy. Like, seriously, are you that stupid? What's wrong with you? Who made you like this?
Oh, you stupid.
Notice that he made Esau have a lot to say about us, but he didn't have a lot to say back to Esau.
That dude said, what do you know about fried chicken and Kool-Aid?
Right. That was 2 Chainz and Kool-Aid. What?
Go ahead, is it Zimra? Go ahead, bro.
It's like you were saying, he also didn't know himself. Like you said, he had more to say about Esau.
Exactly.
Because he said, Einstein and Steve Jobs versus your Tupac. And then his heritage, he came over fried chicken and Kool-Aid.
Yep, Ashar.
The one thing I wanted to point out was at the end of each verse, they'll always try to say that, oh, it's like we're in a building, but the Edomite will say that we on 2 different floors, meaning that he on the top floor and we on the bottom, versus Jake, he's saying that, oh, we in a building split in 2 sides, as if we're equal. He sees equality, Esau sees domination.
You right about that. Good observation. Y'all, what's up?
Also, he apologized when he was going off.
Yeah,
Why
he did.
Never apologized.
And he said, I love
How
you.
he felt.
He said, I love you. Y'all didn't get that. I love you and hate you at the same time. And then he hugged him and rubbed his back. Give me Lamentations 4. I'm going to end it here, y'all. I'm freaking frustrated right now. Lamentations 4. I didn't see the freaking end where he rubbed his back. Like, give me Lamentations 4:17.
Lamentations.
Dude looked like O-Dog off of South Central. He rubbing his back. He'll kill me. He'll shoot me in the face.
Right.
But he gonna rub his back. Call him a nigger and everything. Boy, I tell you. Whew. Read that again. Read Lamentations 4:17.
Lamentations chapter 4, verse 17. As for us, our eyes has yet failed for our vain help. In our watching, we have watched for a nation that could not save us.
We're still going. That's why we protest. That's why you see us walking up and down the streets talking about no justice, no peace. Black lives matter. Because we want them to feel sorry for our conditions when it's not in them to feel sorry for our condition.
Right.
They're not able to feel sorry for you. They can't sympathize or empathize with you because they don't have that trait. That characteristic is far from them.
Shalom, Israel. I'm Elder Nathaniel of Israel United in Christ. YouTube likes to shut our channels down, as some of you have noticed, ever so often. Subscribing to join IUIC will assure you will always stay connected to our YouTube accounts. We want to do our best to make sure this truth gets out. Please click and join our subscriber YouTube channel called Join IUIC to stay linked to all of our videos. So again, please make sure you subscribe to this Join IUIC channel to get your latest updates from all our YouTube channels. Shalom.